All right. As you enter into this conundrum where you're not exactly sure, or at least not 100% sure, where things will go next, you'd entered into the Hells Mountains Pass, which is a live, active volcano site, where a bl- where once in a blue moon, people would come here to look for and mine for things, but as of late, people have stopped coming. Whether saboteurs, whether they found no real mined active site, the mine has been lost here for quite some time. However, you know that there are a few people still mining a few things. Mainly active cores that are used to house. No, I don't want to update. Sorry. Mainly crystals to house a soul. However, as your team wanders about, you do see a fiery entrance about. I'm going to stop using about. You do see a fiery entrance of a skull with a large bridge in the area. Over the night time, over 2 nights, you managed to get here, and by the day, you arrived without too much issue. However, as it stands now, Rust and Drake are currently accompanying you, and what you do now is up to you. You know that the Red King is here, and that they are quite strong. If you choose to face them in combat, it will be a tough fight. If you choose to fight them, it will be a tough fight, but combat necessarily does not mean head-to-head or other. There are many ways to fight, whether talking, whether actual fighting, or maybe you find a third way, or a fourth. That is for you to decide now, as we move forwards. You might hear purring. My cat's literally right next to my microphone.
It's
You're
not
supposed
you,
to warn
Perry.
people about that?
So as you arrive to the bridge, you do see that Rust and Drake, Rust then states, "Alright then, seems that we've managed to make it here. Anyone want to go through, or should we make up a plan? According to the information we have, and according to the scrying spell that Byroth managed to conceive of, we are dealing with active dragon nest site. An active dragon nest site. We managed to see that there were 2 dragons at least, but there could be more, if not greater. Byroth, did you give them the information of the adult dragon, or just the information you had available to you, which was the scrying spell?
Oh, yeah. Well, I scried it on the mirror in the same room with everyone, so I assume they were just watching over the shoulder there.
No. I mean that you've encountered that dragon before.
Oh, yeah. We have actually reasoned with this particular dragon before, surprisingly enough.
It didn't seem like an adult dragon. Rather, it seemed like... Well, it didn't seem like an ancient dragon, but it did seem like an adult. So it is capable, but it's still doable. Although with the terrain we're currently at, it might have someone else that's superior to it. So keep out and keep watch. Most of the time, Reds don't deal with other dragons unless it comes
Sturdy
out of
does the
necessity.
bridge look?
This bridge actually looks quite sturdy. Specifically, Euchrome, you know that the bridge, while not built, was used roughly 3 months ago. So it's not like it'll break upon your weight. It's just currently there.
Can I use my bird to scout ahead?
Sure.
Go Pidgey. Like it's gonna look inside of this suspicious-looking skull.
It looks inside and it sees another passageway with steps leading up.
There's a passageway that leads up.
What's the bird's past perception? Unless you don't have one.
Terrible. It's only 13.
Yeah, what I said.
we perhaps send the boat to scout what's on top of the mountain? How long?
Autobots roll out.
Oh, jeez, yeah. How far can the bird go?
But my Laganese tells me you wanted to ask me if I could send the bird further ahead. Am I correct?
Got it in one, kid.
Must be a different dialect.
Yes, yes. Fucking hell, what's going on?
Hmm.
I'll have the bird go up the stairs a little bit.
Heading up the steps, you do see that there is a large mass of something in the area. While your bird isn't able to see what it is, it would need to go higher and then turn a little to the left. It would see currently there's a large silhouetted creature, maybe? Definitely something that doesn't belong in the area.
It's gonna get a closer look.
Right.
And I'm gonna be moving closer. Delete. Place.
As it turns the little side to the right, oh, the bird doesn't have the crystal. It's good to know. As it turns to a little to the left and then looks towards the right where the thing is, it does take note that it is a rather massive wyvern or dragon. It's not exactly sure. Are you able to see through its eyes?
How far is it?
From your bird or from the...
How far is the bird from me?
Now roughly 180 feet.
Then no, I can't see through its eyes.
But yeah, your bird sees that. I doubt it would get closer, but it's a giant lizard flying thing.
Yeah, no, it'll come back to me though.
All right. Does your bird have knowledge of what you've seen prior? I wouldn't think so.
Well, it's like it's like an extension of me. It's one of those kind of things where like
when it's within 100 feet, you can look through it for his senses.
we can benefit from staying since it's under feet of me, but it can like scout for me and shit like that. Let me know like what's going on once it gets back into my range.
All right. It can tell you that it's a giant flying lizard thing. Red in color and scale, but beyond that, it can't really give you anything else.
Well, it's probably a dragonoid at the very least. And Kaylin will let everyone know about the dragonoids. Quote parentheses plural S. Up ahead, up the stairs, a little bit to the left. Does the mouth of this thing over here look like I can, like the Pegasus can fit through?
Yeah.
How about with me on its back?
You might scrape your head a little bit, but you should be fine unless you duck.
I can duck then.
Then you're fine.
The Pegasus will fly Caitlin over and land on the other side. And the bird will come back to my shoulder.
All right.
God damn it, that bird.
You're by the mouth of the cave. Inside, you do see that the lava pool does continue on, but there is a landmass that continues forwards as well. Does the rest of the team follow, or do you just sit back?
Yeah,
I'll start going across the bridge, yeah.
I follow as well.
All right. One after the other, you all manage to get to the other side. Surprisingly enough, a bridge that was made for mining holds underneath the weight of 6 adventurers. Or whatever you want to call yourselves.
entrepreneurs of the multiple games. Okay, Kamapani.
Sure. As we move over to the next scene.
So we never did decide on plan. Should we at least be sneaking?
Can you even sneak?
I'm actually not terrible at it. I think there's some mithril in this armor.
Because you know where
Nope,
it is,
I'm wrong.
or at least because your bird at least knows where it is, going up the staircase, you would see, or at least you would be aware of that there's a dragon or wyvern waiting.
Get out of here, Scar. I was fucking up my token. Pegasus is going to be flying slightly above the ground. This ground looks like it may break at some point under its weight.
Okay.
Like 3 feet above the ground. Its feet are just flapping its wings. Scar will go back on my shoulder, and I'm going to be moving over here.
Okay, so should sneakiest ones go first?
Well, it depends. Do you tend to sneak through this whole situation, or do you tend to fight it, or do you tend to communicate with it? Because sneaking up to someone and talking is just asking to get punched.
Okay, well, if we do talk, what is planned? Basically say, hey, there's a mine in your territory. I hope you don't like that, and appreciate us telling you.
I don't speak Draconic, so something I would probably say if I did speak Draconic would be asking it a few questions like, do you know what's going on inside your cave? Is this your cave, more importantly? Amongst many other questions I could have for it.
Well, I can talk to dragons, so I can relay these questions to it.
I was hinting at you to do it.
I know, but is that what we want to do? Have we decided if we want to try to talk to it?
Chrome and Lady Versailles have yet to speak up.
I'm just waiting on everyone to agree. He's been mostly quiet.
Vice versa.
And I will ask Chrome his opinion directly. So what do you think of this whole situation, Chrome? Oh shit, what was your name again? Was it Mr. Delacroix? Yeah, there it was.
Chrome Delacroix.
Yeah. She says Mr. Delacroix instead of Chrome.
Personal opinion would be that the safest option would be to avoid or conflict with anything other than our target, but we might not have that possibility considering one of us is heavily armoured, there are a couple of other factors that would cause a lot of noise, and I don't have unlimited magic use.
Agreed. I can only cast invisibility to help us out only once.
How close are we now to the mine? Is it another day's travel?
No, it's as long as you don't get caught up in anything, it would be within the same day. A couple hours, but nothing too drastic.
Okay.
How much would I know about dragons?
Probably the basic things that most people know. You can roll a history if you'd like, but Relta would probably be the most, except for Rust, expert on this topic. But you can go ahead and roll history.
Well, I would tell everybody what I know about them.
Oh, okay, then that's easy. Oh, you didn't have to roll if Relta would just give you the information. But I'll say you already knew a good amount of stuff, but not everything. Relta basically gives you the information, some stuff that you haven't known. Dragons are quite rare nowadays. Most of them, if not all of them, have been wiped out. Finding nests is one of the rarest things you can do. Finding the scales here and there you have seen, as they have fought and died in battle. Most of them, if not all of them, have gone into hiding and formed their own clusters. You believe that this is one of these clusters. Oftentimes, dragons, regardless of the color, in chromatic at least spectrum, you would know that all of them are very territorial and would have to raise any young regardless if they liked them or not, because currently they're close to near extinction and they don't want that. So regardless of what they consider appropriate, unfortunately they don't have that option anymore. So they have to take care of any young, any old dragons in order to advance forwards. You know, Relta specifically knows, however, that there are some special cases where dragons merge with the land, where they somehow pick up traits from the area. Relta knows of spatial sky dragons that are able to meld with the sky. Rock dragons that are able to burrow in the ground and look as if they're simple coated in rock. And if you weren't paying attention, you'd simply get swallowed up and eaten. You know that they are very territorial, and even if you have information on the topic at hand, like say for example they're stealing stuff from their area, you are also in their territory. So one false step, one accidental slip up, and you could easily get attacked, as they would be fighting not for themselves, unfortunately for them, but for the very nest itself.
So they're very territorial creatures that are near extinction. They're probably always on edge. Along with the fact that now this brings up the possibility of the Red King actually having influence on these dragons themselves.
Relta and you...
I mean, it's a bit convenient.
Relta and you would also know that the only one that would be calm and the most courteous would be the head of the cluster or nest. And most of the time, those are ancient dragons. Close to near death, but not quite there.
We could perhaps make a negotiation, but it isn't going to be easy.
We have done
Then
it
again-
before. Case in point, the necklace Rialto is wearing is a dragon gift. Also, the dragon scale mail, which could be taken either way, I suppose.
Dragon gift?
We met Frost. We met a Frost dragon. That went pretty good.
Could increase our chances a little bit.
If I have any advice, be extremely polite.
The problem is that if we sneak in anyway, it would only take one false step and it would escalate into a situation worse off.
I suggest diplomacy then, because not the best sneaker. I don't know about you guys.
Okay, so we should try to maybe ask for an audience with the...
I'll turn and ask Lady Versky what she thinks personally. If she's encountered any of this kind of thing before in her travels or not.
She would say she hasn't, but if they're so territorial, is it really worth a suicide mission to go into their territory for no reason?
As far as I know, it's the only path that we know to get to the mine.
The only path we know.
You can try
We did
exploring if
have
you'd
to view
like,
a
but
map.
this is the clearest map you have.
Would you like to explore around before going to this avenue?
Best
Well,
see
you
what
could-
all our chances are.
You could send the bird up to get a view of the whole area. other than that,
We're in a cave right now, right? Or no?
Yes, at this point you are in a cave.
I mean, we don't really have a lot of time. You know, city's not in great state. We don't know how long Red King is even going to be in line.
I'll send Maximilian up then. So Maximilian's going to be flying back outside and fly up and fly around to see if he can find another entrance into the cave.
Okay. As Maximilian flies into the air, I'm just gonna scoot him away because he's technically away. Because you went outside, you look around, and you do see that the caldera is completely merged with the mountain. You do see that there's a path leading around the mountain, but nothing that goes back in. Exploring further, you do see that there are some light land masses, similar to the way you thought that this mass of rock underneath you would break away, that are currently just floating within the lava or magma. It's technically still in the mountain, so I guess it would still be magma. Doesn't matter. The fiery molten rock. There are rocks floating around. If you perhaps take these, maybe one of the caves would get you inside further without need to attack this dragon or talk with it. But it's a gamble in itself. Does Maximilian try to look at one of these avenues?
He'll look at one.
All right. I'm just gonna roll something. Okay. Exploring one of these avenues, just trying to see if a humanoid rather, would be able to jump on the closest one they see. It's possible. They do see that there's a cave inside. They do see that there's a cave system entering and getting closer to the mountain. Would they enter in or would they leave to tell you?
Tim, this one for the steed spells, it can be within 1 mile of me and still be able to communicate with me.
All right, it tells you this.
I'll tell it to keep going inside.
It enters inside, and after roughly what would be 2 minutes, it stops. As currently there's the best way would be a waterfall of lava just falling down in front of it.
And then find a different path.
All right, rolling something else. Looking for another path, I do seem to find another area. However, this one doesn't seem to go anywhere. Looking at and avoiding any of the situations where they'd have to enter in some sort of magma pool, they don't seem to find the exact route. The one they're at now, no real humanoid is able to jump by the amount of space each rock has. And even if they were, there's currently no other opening from what they can tell. Do they explore further or get closer to you? Because right now they are close to the cup of 1 mile.
It'll keep going until it exceeds my limit.
All right, rolling. There does seem to be a strange pass that they're currently at. While they're not, at this point, they are a mile away from you. They can see that there's a cave opening, entering into the cave system. It's a clear enough pathway in, but would they enter inside or would they come back to tell you?
Caitlin will tell Maximilian to explore it, but proceed with caution. Any danger you see, come back and report.
All right. Let me see how far they get. Oh, wow. That's interesting. After a few minutes, and then a few more minutes, it gets to drag on to half an hour. At a certain point, you think maybe we should, and then Maximilian reports in. They tell you they saw roughly 8 individuals. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 individuals And they're currently, well, the horse is a horse, but they're a smart horse, retrieving rocks from the ground.
In a mining fashion, perhaps.
During this time, could Chromas Rust specifically, as long as it's not a personal question, what dragons would view his kind?
View my
Like-
kind.
And yeah, is he seen in the negative light or is it more positive?
I'm considered a half. Right now, I suppose it could be favorable depending on their viewpoint. Most of the time, I'm considered a... Well, take for example the woman that was at base. There are various people that would consider her a heretic or something outside of the social norm. Depending on the dragon, they would either consider me food, waste of space, or perhaps a kindred spirit. I don't really know what parent I had, so I honestly can't tell you. But if I had to wager in this current environment, with the territory of fire and red dragons, even if I was part of their clan, I would still probably be looked down upon. Most of the time, red dragons look for worshippers and for champions. But right now, based off of what Byroth has shown us, they're currently training their young, and I highly doubt they would want someone near them.
However, Caitlin just gave us proof that there are people in their territory. Be a good talking point, I think.
Can we get to that cave from the outside?
For you guys,
Like, can
it
we
would
go
take... You guys have to go around a few areas here and there. Unfortunately, Caitlin's horse is a horse, so they could fly. But it would take you guys roughly...
You know, like horses do.
an hour safely, but you would be able to get there.
What if Maximilian took trips back and forth directly there and picking people up?
It would exhaust your horse and it would be near death's row. But
I haven't
possible.
considered the possibility if we sneak in, it might cause a problem later on if they do catch us. They'll ask probably how
Precisely.
we got in.
You asked me to look for different avenues for entrance, and I did. I'm not telling you to go this path or not.
Drake does state it is and does seem to be the easiest one. If we want to directly contact the people that are mining here, that would likely be our best bet with avoiding any territorial squabbles we would have. But if we make enough noise there, we will likely draw their attention regardless. We either find the dragons, convince them somehow to hear us out, and then convince them again that we are two separate groups trying to find this second group, and somehow we know the knowledge of them and what they're doing here, and then we were trying to prevent that.
Luckily, all of that is true.
But that does not mean that they know it is true. Ticket, I assume you're not from the city?
Mhm.
Any one of them, I assume.
I'm not from a city, no.
Yeah, no.
Most of the time when entering into the city, there are certain protocols in place. There are political games that happen. Take Lady Versailles, for example. And Sir Crow. They are two separate individuals, but one is a spy and the other one is a politician. Both use truths and lies in different ways. But one is easily deceived while the other one is easily persuaded. Each one has truths that are true, but that doesn't mean one, such as yourself, or say Rust, is willing to listen. They would either believe one and not the other, or would believe they'd be working together. It all depends on what the viewpoint of the audience is, regardless if it's true or not.
So, do we want to try to convince these dragons that we're here for good reasons, or do we want to sneak around?
If we do speak, Drake continues, with the dragons, we would need physical proof rather than our simple word. At least that's the way I've done things. We can use our honest words, but I do not know how much credibility we will have against anyone else's. As far as I know, probably about the same, but as far as I know, the dragons know that they're here, and they simply aren't doing anything for one reason or another. Or perhaps they don't.
Well, if you think we need physical evidence, we'll, at the very least, we go around the long way, snap a few photos, decide what to do then.
Seems the
That
easiest
sounds
way.
good.
Okay, that's my vote.
Alright, so far you guys have thought of either trying to speak with the dragon or going to the current cave system you found and snapping a few photos.
How aggressive is territorial in the sense of like what they're known for? Is it a case of extreme aggression, or is it the case of like
The dragon that we saw was chasing someone out of their territory and were fairly easily convinced to go back in once they were outside of their territory. But they definitely wanted to murder the man that was inside.
is that the one that Hallie polymorphed out of character?
Yeah. The main reason, well, you know this now, but the main reason why they went back without actually fighting was because they were out of their territory and needed to protect the young that were in the nest. They didn't really care about you, well, they didn't really care about Hallowoo or the rest of the team at that current time because you weren't important compared to the rest of what they had to do. You were nothing to them.
If push comes to shove, will be kicked out,
Or killed. Or,
chased out.
Rest instead. It's possible you will be killed as well. If we're considered a threat to the younglings here, we will likely be not well received.
Luckily, air dragons don't really tend to consider little ones threats. I mean, we're all little compared to the dragon. That's what I was trying to say. Meow.
That is my cat. Russ then looks towards Lady Versailles. Do you have any thoughts on this? Perhaps going into the cave and finding these miscreants and taking a photo? Or speaking with the dragon and seeing what we can accomplish with words?
All I think is we're playing a dangerous game of cat and mouse and we're going to lose.
You do realize that's the entire point of this. We're playing a dangerous game against entities we do not
Winning's
understand.
generally my point of things. I never try to lose, so
Then what is
it
your
seems
idea
we play
then?
different games here. My idea, is why don't we wait outside Send in a simple message and wait for one of them to come to us. Respect their territory rather than invading it.
The dragons or the enemy?
The dragons. We can't get to the enemy without going through the dragons. Nor is there any point of getting to the enemy when, if they're allowed through, it would seem that we're not just against them, we're also against the dragons.
Drake then would state, then what would be the message then? In order for us to be convincing, we would not have to actually use our minds in this endeavor.
I'm not here to think for you all, I'm here to follow orders. It's as simple as that.
Very well.
Do we
then.
think that it would be more respectful to approach in person or with magical? I mean, is that not a bit forward? Mind-to-mind contact?
Territorial creatures, I would say a message would be the most respectful.
Based on
In
the
which case... No, go ahead.
Drake then states, based on the amount of distance we have between one another, that would be too far of a range. If I would suggest something, I would send in one of Lady Caitlyn's familiars. They will likely be eaten, but the message would be received.
Sorry, how do they receive message?
We would write something and give it to the horse and or bird. Dragons can read, you know.
Okay. So, what should we write? We have reason to believe that there are humans in your territory. We respectfully request audience to discuss this gross disrespect to you.
I'll write down whatever you guys want. I can write it, right? Can I write it?
Yeah.
Or... So yeah, whatever you guys come up with, I'll put down on paper, I guess, so we can read. Caitlin, how do you feel about this?
You gotta be specific.
About using one of your familiars as a lure to give a message to a dragon to let them know there are people lining in their territory, and if we can... What are we trying to send a message exactly? Asking them.
We're trying to let the dragons know that the Red King is mining their territory, and hopefully they have a problem with that, and would be amenable to us taking care of it for them. Perhaps with some assistance on their part. Good training for the kids, you know.
If you'd like, instead of actually saying, I'd like to put blah 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 in the message, you can go ahead and roll. Oh, I'm thinking of Pathfinder. I was looking for diplomacy. Persuasion?
Persuasion. Which one of us?
Whoever's writing the note. Or whoever's telling the person what to write in the note.
Y'all are.
I'm not personally good with words, but I assume Caitlin can write a diplomatic note, or at least word it in the correct way.
Okay, go ahead and roll persuasion. See how well you do. Even if you do bad, Relta is proofreading your work.
Does that mean advantage?
No, it just means even if you roll a 2, you won't instantly die.
Reroll. Slightly better. What the fuck happened to my...
I don't know.
I don't know what they did with the macros with that, but that's my persuasion. The one at the bottom.
Okay.
I spent a luck point.
Looking at the note, or at least looking it over, Relta, you do see that Caitlin is able to properly word everything that's currently going on, how there are 7 entities currently mining the facility, and how, if possible, certain people outside of the territory...
Before the...
Go ahead.
I was about to say, before the note gets handed off, can I read it to see if it makes proper sense? Because I can read all writing.
Yeah, it's written in Draconic, so that's not really an issue, since you can read all writing. But that's something you can take note of. Looking at the writing, you do see that Caitlin is able to picture things all rather well. She does persuade, or at least attempt to persuade. I'm just going to move you currently, Relta, so you're closer to Chrome. That there are currently 7 people here that are mean to do harm in the area, either to the environment or to the dragons in some sort of way. And if possible, they would like, your team would like an audience, and or at the very least take care of the situation for you. It's written in a way that it wouldn't talk, or at least state that the dragons are beneath you, rather that you would like to do them a service. There's nothing specifically wrong with the note.
Dragons are in allegiance with these people. Would it not?
Yeah,
I guess we...
the only thing you would consider, Chrome, if they knew about these people, that would be the only way this note would fail, or at the very least not work completely the way you would want it to.
Perhaps it might be wise to reword that to something else, if they are allegiance, possibly.
Right. Since Caitlin rolled a 28, I would just say that it's reworded to, currently we are looking for 7 individuals in the area and would like your permission to speak with them, or at least you, about them. That way there's no blame against any territorial probability of harm, and as well telling the dragons that, hey, there are people in your area if you didn't know. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Oh, and I just wrote up the hostile.
Okay. Chrome will say that it sounds good to him, and suggest that they all get back out of the cave.
I can summon the Pegasus quicker, so I'll send that one to send the note.
Okay. I'm not going to move the map, but basically the Pegasus goes in. Caitlin, you know the message is received when the Pegasus no longer responds. And then you wait a minute more. And then after 10 minutes, you do hear flapping of wings heading towards you. Do you do anything? Prepare this Lady Versailles, bring out a gun and shoot it? Like she does with birds.
She's had a gun ready the entire time they've been traveling, so.
It was her idea to approach them respectfully.
Just in case.
What I did want to do is while we were waiting was to cast Find Greater Steed again to bring it back.
You would only need to do that when it died rather. So when it died, you could cast it, and by this time you would have it.
Okay.
It takes like 10 minutes, right?
It's gonna just be... It takes 10 minutes. It's gonna be a Pegasus again.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you should have told me that before I deleted the Pegasus.
It's fine. You can just drag it back out.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, after 10
The
minutes,
Dogma just takes such joy in murdering the Pegasus.
a little bit, you do see that a dragon comes out. But to some of you, it is one that is familiar. Specifically, Relta, Caitlyn, and Byroth. I've seen this before. And it grew a little.
Respectful half bow.
No, this is the one that turned into a rabbit.
I mean, to be
Yes.
fair, the one that pissed it off is gone.
True.
Looking at you, it does get super mad. And then when it goes to charge at you, Lady Versailles begins to raise her gun. Russ begins to draw out what appears to be katanas. Drake begins to somehow disappear and then still visibly there, which is a little strange.
Sorry, you said it starts to charge?
It starts to,
Doing a thing.
Oh, okay.
Wait for it.
and then you see a
No, well,
Okay, if you're gonna do
the
something,
second it starts moving towards us in a charge, then 2 warning shots. Or can I do 3? I can do 3 warning shots.
all right. Lady Versailles gets a surprise round. Everyone else roll turn order.
Oh god, I have so much turn orders to roll. I forget how you wanted to play this, Dogma. Do they all just go on my turn, or do they have their own initiative?
Before your turn or
I remember
after.
you telling me.
Should be
Okay.
clear. Warning shot straight up in the air, or like
They said specifically straight at it.
It's a giant creature. My warning shots in the air will do about the same as warning shots on it.
You got to be careful when you select your token, I'd say.
I'm just gonna move the cat.
Yeah. Well, it's Panda's turn now.
All right. Was that?
So, round, do I gain advantage on my attacks?
No, I can see you. Unless you have that one
Shame.
feat that allows you to have advantage if the person hasn't attacked yet. I don't think you do though.
Oh, there's 2 ways to get advantage on
Something.
surprise round. Being a hidden rogue, assassin.
Should I roll initiative again?
No, you can just use Little Kitty's initiative. Just remember that you're a cat right now.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. I wish I was a cat right now.
Oh, it rolled pretty
That's
well.
2, and that's 3.
Descending order.
what happened to respect the creature? Just how they say hello. Okay.
Those 2, and I don't know what that one's whispered.
Because I still had it on whispered. And then I am going to bonus action dash and fall back 60 feet.
All right. Entering this situation, you see that the dragon's about to rush towards you. You then take out... Well, you already had your gun out. You then draw your gun straight towards it, and as a warning shot, at least in your eyes, you see one shot and another fire straight towards it. You see something in its neck glows, but the bullets still hit the body and ricochet into the magma around it. It did damage, but not as much damage as you would have liked. However, the dragon then sees you, and it is not happy. The strange glowing that was around its neck begins to glow and then stops. It didn't completely glow, so unfortunately you didn't see what it was happening. But now that's not really a concern, as it is mad and it begins to charge towards you. Fully. It is your turn, Lady Versailles.
All right. Full fight.
That's on you, man.
Oof. Hey, the dogma said that it began to charge. And that's a threat.
I do have to ask, does anyone in the party have this alert feat?
I do.
And I will
Then you'd be able to
dash
go before
another
he gets to
60
go
feet
again.
back.
To be able to go.
Well, you don't get the surprise condition because you have the alert feat. So before Lady Versky gets those extra shots off, you would go before that.
No.
Wouldn't she?
No.
That is how alert
Oh,
works.
Is it?
Alert
Yeah,
works that
alert you
wouldn't be
don't get surprised.
by the enemy.
Yeah, so you
not
get
by
your full turn.
Not by your ally.
It just makes you immune to the surprise condition.
I thought it was just an all-around thing.
She isn't surprised,
It is.
though. If
No,
you-
but Chrome has it.
Yes.
Chrome has alert.
Yes.
Chrome would be able to take his turn after me.
No. You're now in initiative.
Yeah, but the surprise turn of combat is still an initiative turn where people can take. I can't remember. I think it's a. What action is it? Drop kick, or is it no actions and only movement they
You
can
can't
take?
you can't do anything if you're under the surprise condition.
Okay. The first round of combat as a surprise condition, it still rolls through the initiative order as normal, but anyone that's got the surprise condition can't act. When it got to Chrome's turn in the first round, because this is now technically the second round of combat, it would have gone on to Chrome's turn because he has the alert feat, so he gets to take his full turn in that particular round.
You weren't in a combat position, though. You know what? I'm just gonna
It
make it
doesn't
simpler.
matter,
I'm gonna make
though.
it simpler. Chrome, what were your initial thoughts before Lady Versailles shot the creature?
I mean, Chrome was simply just. He didn't seem phased, more so he was just waiting to see what it was going to do.
All right, then you don't have an option because you were waiting to see what it would do. It's from what you can tell, something from the creature was not going to attack you, so you weren't surprised. The only reason Lady Versailles acted is because they thought they were going to attack. It wasn't an initiative or surprise round, it was more you reacting to something.
I mean, I was about to say, even if I did get a turn, the only turn it would be to dodge. It wouldn't be an attacking turn at all, so.
Like, if you want, I'll give you an extra action on your turn. But that's it.
Don't know if what I said got through or not.
I didn't hear a thing.
Well, I was just saying that
She'll
if
take
there,
dodge.
yeah, if it was anything, it would have been a dodge action, but it wouldn't have been anything attacking wise.
Okay. Then I'll just give, because you were waiting, I'll just give you an extra active action on your turn. Lady Versailles.
Well, I did the 3 attacks and I dashed another 60 feet back.
No, okay, then you're off map and getting actually close to the mouth of the cave. Oh, actually, you're now at the mouth of the cave, so what am I talking about? I'm gonna have to move you guys back.
Okay.
Oops.
Would be I don't know. So where would we even be at actually? If we were waiting outside the territory.
Like on the other side of the bridge? I wouldn't wait at like the cave.
I'll let you guys choose. Do you guys go on the other side of the bridge or right at the cave? So, head.
Oh, if we're waiting outside their territory, it would have been the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, I guess it would be like over there.
Well, turn order disappeared. I can see the turn order, but you guys can't. Don't worry about it.
the other side of the ship.
Place yourselves however you want. Lady Versailles is currently off screen, but still visibly there.
Place ourselves so the dragon has a straight line at her. Doesn't have to go through any of us.
Maybe.
I'm here for a diplomatic meeting. Not to be combat ready.
I know, it's like we just wanted to talk.
You see the dragon rush straight towards
Like it-
you.
Should have said that before someone said it started to charge.
Well, you interrupted the DM.
Yeah, you said it started to charge. That means it's actively moving against us in a combat fucking stance.
Or if you'd let him finish his sentence, we would have known.
Oh, so, you know what? It doesn't matter. Well, I'll explain it later. Either way, the dragon takes its turn rushing towards Lady Versailles. The dragon would have actually been closer because it actually drew near you, but it has the range to get close to you. Entering into the area, your territory, it lands down and hits the ground. You feel a large tremor, but then it roars straight at you. You then see it go for a bite attack and does a 25 hit.
How far did it move?
It was actually closer to the bridge than you thought. It actually wasn't all the way back there. But in its movement speed, it would be 80 feet.
I'm 120 feet further than where my token would be, so I'm about if it started on the other side of the bridge,
It didn't.
120 add on. Where did it start charging?
It had to be near you to actually draw towards you. So right around here.
Then I am 145 feet away from it.
Okay, it takes its movement and action to get closer to you and lands right in front of you. Gonna currently move everyone away, technically, because you are away. Doesn't matter that the dragon has multiple actions. Well, it still matters because you killed one of it. Looking towards you, it does go for a tail attack, swinging your back, and does a... Oh, same modifier. Does a 25 hit.
Rolls with disadvantage. Cloak of displacement.
Does a 25 hit. It rolled higher the second time.
A 25 does.
Cool. At least in my part. With a tail attack, it goes straight towards you. Swinging at you for 1d8 plus shrapnel, not shrapnel. Sorry. Plus piercing damage of 1d6. You see its tail aimed straight towards you. You see that there are bedrocks planted around it. It hits you and those bedrocks pierce in. Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
You see some of the bedrocks.
I will use Indomitable.
What does it do?
Reroll.
Let's him reroll a saving throw. He fails.
Cool. I don't want to be that guy, but I am that guy. You unfortunately didn't pass. Do you have like some sort of blessing or something you can do?
Is it a magical effect?
It's typically a biological one.
If it's magical, I have advantage against magical.
I don't think biological is magical. So I'm gonna say no. Just like its fire breath, like outside of game, just like its fire breath is not magical, this isn't magical. So you see some of the shards in its tail break into your skin. Relta.
How far away are they now?
Roughly from your point, 120 feet. While you're running towards there, I'm assuming you're doing that. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Me?
Yell shouting like, wait, wait. What?
Wait, you want me to roll an insight check, you said?
Yes. You can tell you guys were closer. It could have easily attacked you, but it went specifically for Lady Versailles. Oversky. Sorry. Can never pronounce the name.
And can I tell the reason for that?
If you had to guess,
Probably because she attacked.
That's
yeah,
what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to be like, is it because
Yeah, I don't
she
need an inside check for this one.
died? Okay, and I thought, yeah, I guess I'll just take my turn trying to get closer.
Little
Is that
Kitty's
too
with
far?
you, so he would provide the. Yeah, I'll have him use this effect. So how much is your movement speed?
Um,
30 probably.
well, yeah, like it's just normal.
You do see that Little Kitty basically clamps down on your head, and you feel that the weight on your weight actually lightens up, and you're now able to move 15 feet more.
Okay. Trying to find out how far away I have to be to use this spell. I guess I didn't put that on there when I saved it in here.
To everyone else, it just looks like Little Kitty's ready to pounce on top of Relta's head.
I wanted to use this, but I don't know how far away.
What's the range in the spell say?
I know, I need to look it up.
Let's see. You place a magical command on a creature you can see within range. You can see it.
The range is 60 feet.
Oh, okay, okay.
Let's see.
So I wanna cast this, and if it works, I wanna try to calm it down.
You said it was your normal speed is 35, so with the additional bonus of 15, that is 50. 50 minus 120 would be 70. You are just shy.
It would have been 100. I was 120. The dragon would be 10 feet closer. So no, 110. Sorry. So I think it's like 65 or 70 feet now.
Then you
60
just
feet.
make it.
What's the cast time, Relta?
What is that?
What's the cast time of geese?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can quickly look it up if you want.
Please. I'm trying to like look it up, and I lost my phone, and I'm sorry. Worst.
It takes a minute. So you can't cast it during combat.
Either that or it would take
I
forever.
mean, you can. It would take you
10
10
turns.
full rounds.
Oh. Okay. Alright, my other idea was to try to polymorph it, I guess. But,
Oh, that's gonna make it aggressive. Well,
Well,
maybe. Whatever. I don't know.
I want to try to calm it down.
Okay.
Well,
see.
I wanted to try to use that on it to calm it down, but I can't. 'cause it'll
What's
take too
the
long, right?
save?
Why aren't my spells done right? I'm sorry.
For some reason, some of the sheets are having an issue. For some reason,
Oh.
someone in my other game was having an issue with their sheet, so watch out for that.
Pretty sure it's my fault.
It should be at the top of your magic sheet. Spell save DC, middle number there.
She does. It'd be a wisdom saving throw of your spell save DC.
Thank you.
Yeah, but what's the number they have to beat?
And then so it would be my
17.
Yeah,
still
they
have
don't pass
ancestry.
that. Man, why can't this dragon ever pass?
This dragon in its heart yearns to be something else.
I suppose. I mean, it's still gonna try to attack Lady Versailles, but just in a new form. What do you choose to turn it into?
Oh god, I'm scared. I guess a cat.
I knew it.
Panic thoughts was the only thing that came to my mind. So, since I always have one on my head.
Oh no, it's underneath the token.
Kitty cat.
There we go. It's not that big, it's just easier to see this way. Do you have a bonus action you can use?
I can't move any further over there, can I?
No, at least not currently.
I can't think of anything else, so that's all I'll do for now.
Caitlin.
Maximilian will go before Caitlyn and pick Caitlyn up. Oh, Jesus Christ, little kitty. It's gonna then take the dash action over there, spending the rest of its movement, getting Caitlyn over to within range. It should be able to get Caitlyn to where they need to go.
I think you're roughly 20 feet away from it.
Well, the horse can take the dash action, giving it 180 feet of total fly speed.
Nice, then you're good. Then you're however close you want to be.
Okay. Caitlyn with Scar on her shoulder will be getting off now. Jesus Christ. Get away, Scar. I hate you so much. That's half her moving to get over here. And she's going to be casting Hold Person.
It's not a person.
Lady Versky is.
Lady Versky is what?
A person. So I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
I believe that would pass my save. I don't think I can do anything against that.
Now, do I see you targeting me with a spell drop kick?
You would.
Okay.
You would at least feel it, if nothing else.
Quickly we all fall.
Anything else, Caitlin?
I suppose. Scar would be on my shoulder, and give the help action against Lady Versky to whoever attacks her.
Byroth. Hello?
Sorry, yeah, I move 60 feet with my action and movement, all the while shouting, because now that it's a cat, it can understand me. This has all been a big misunderstanding. I apologize profusely. Oh, this is the best.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Wait. Did I skip Chrome somehow? No, it just
I don't know.
It just moved you. That's weird. Chrome.
I got an 11 on my roll.
No, but it just skipped you. Like, you rolled, but it was in the next turn order for some reason. Either way, Crump.
How far away are they?
From you,
All of
120
them?
feet. Byroth is 60 feet. Rust and Drake are near you. Rauta is 140 feet. No, 80 feet away from you. And Caitlin is 120. Lady Versailles is 140.
Fuck's sake. I'm going to door to get to Lady Versky. And I'm going to pat her on the shoulder. My head at her, just saying, not now, wait until. See what happens.
How are you doing this?
And. Dimension door.
Ah, okay. I didn't hear that for some reason.
Literally just teleporting right over to her. Yeah.
Next to Caitlin or away from her?
Oh, wherever Lady Versky is, so.
Okay. Anything else?
Whereabouts are we right now?
Where
What's
you
the
can-
general layout?
The general layout is a massive amount of rock in the area. While there's no lava close enough to you that you'd fall in, the ground around you is hot. But beyond that, it's general landmass. No
Okay then,
vegetation.
it's just simply acting as the mediator between both of them, just saying to calm down.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Russ and Drake rush over. Not far enough to get all the way, but far enough that they can get in front of Rauta, but not close enough to the cat. I'll just do it this way to represent it. Lady Versky.
We'll lower the rifle, but because that bird is flying in her face, she'll pull out the pistol and shoot it.
The
What's
bird?
that? It's
Or
on
the
my
cat?
shoulders. Didn't have to fly.
It was using the help action, so I'm taking it as it was distracting me, which
It
is
doesn't have to
generally what the
fly.
help action is. So because it was attempting to distract me, logically it would be causing me an issue.
You gonna shoot it while it's on my shoulder?
If it was giving someone the help action against me, yes.
It was.
Then yes.
Okay.
Pretty sure 32 hits.
That hits the bird and kills it.
And then I will disengage and move 5 feet back.
Alright. Dragons, cats. It's gonna be confusing. Dragon's turn. Cat. That's so annoying. The cat looks towards you, looks straight up in the air, and meows really, really loudly. If it was a dragon, you would imagine it was a roar, but it just sounds super cute. I mean, depending on who you are. If you don't like cats, that's up to you. But from what you can tell, it echoed throughout the area. And then looking at you, it goes in for a claw attack. Luckily enough, it has cat's stats now, so it might not hit. Disadvantage, right?
Cat stats.
Yep.
Let's see. I rolled
Action. Did
really well the first time, but that's just a 17 and 11.
Miss.
Okay. You see the cat get close to you and begin to swipe at your feet. But a cat's a cat, so you just move away from it. Maybe kick a little. I don't know what you do. Ralta.
I'm gonna try to go over and calm the kitty down. If I'm close enough to do that.
At this point, you would be close enough to move there and then take an action.
Yeah, I would just pick up the cat by the scruff of its neck until it calms down.
You're basically trying to pick up a cat that's swiping at a person. Go ahead and roll athletics versus its athletics or acrobatics. And if because it's cat, it will use acrobatics.
So wait, roll acrobatics you said?
No, you roll athletics.
athletics.
Athletics, sorry.
Grappler always rolls athletics, unless otherwise stated.
Alas. Ooh.
Yeah, its +5 acrobatics might not save it. It saved it.
Ooh.
It's like,
As you begin to go and try to grab it, the cat on top of your head begins to just paw at your hand, causing you to miss. While the cat is currently still trying to claw Lady Versky's legs. You still have a bonus action you can take.
oh, okay, so I didn't get it.
No, unfortunately not. It rolled a 24.
19 plus 5.
I see.
Normally I wouldn't tell you its stat advantage, but it's a cat.
But it's a cat.
I guess. I don't know. I just wanted to calm down.
Think about it. We can figure it out another time. Caitlin.
Just dangle some string in front of its face.
Do you have strength?
Better do it quick before the other dragons get you.
Real talk, does Relta
I
have strength?
rope.
That'd be too
I have
big.
rope.
No. Caitlin.
Caitlin looks annoyed.
Alright.
I mean, Rialta has had a cat for a while. But it's Caitlin's turn.
Everyone, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Relta, you're
I
fine.
am 60 feet away from you.
Everyone but Byroth, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Relta, you're fine. You don't need to make one.
Oh.
Give me a second.
The dog, can I take the... no, that'd be stupid. Like the blade of
Oh, damn. I just realised all my attacks the first time should have been crits.
the blade I have, can I turn it into like a little dangly chain and try to dangle that in front of the cat's face?
That's super adorable, but on your next turn. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's the save?
I mean, I need everyone else
No,
to
no.
make it as well.
The number. The number.
It's DC 19.
Okay, the cat fails.
DC
with +2
19.
wisdom. Let's see. I'm not going to show you the NPC's rolls. One fails. You don't know which one. You can clearly tell it's Rust.
succeed or fail?
The DC I said was 19. Fourth
Okay,
time.
it's 23. So, yep, I succeed. Lady Vesky fails.
Yep.
Cat fails.
Yep. Caitlin did not make any moves. She just looks annoyed.
All right, everyone that failed now is under the impression of being really, really afraid of this woman that is stern, mean, and clearly magical. For a minute. Anything else, Caitlin?
Nope, that's my turn.
Byroth.
I spend 60 feet of movement running towards all this nonsense, still shouting, I'm sorry, this is a terrible mistake, terrible mistake.
You're at their range at this point.
Okay, that's me. Unless, do I have a bonus action I want to do? No. Because the cat would be at full health.
Currently, yes. Crow.
I need to ask the question of would I know what kind of effect is going off?
Because you're not under it, I would say roll Arcana.
A Dogma, can I, because of a very specific thing, can I message you about that?
Write me a message. You have a vague feeling that it is similar to that.
Similar? Okay.
It seems a little
Then-
stronger, though.
Chrome is going over to Lady Versky and just simply trying to... I don't know how I would do this. I don't know how I would knock someone out of a charmed ability without being a bard, but
Up to the face.
I don't think that even works, but he'll simply grab onto Lady Versky's arm, but shout out for everyone to stop what they're knock everything off.
Lady Versky,
And
go ahead and
he-
roll an intelligence saving throw to even listen to Chrome's words. Yeah, they're just panicking. Or at the very least,
I have to roll a...
not really focusing on your words.
I have to roll a grapple check.
At this point, yeah, because they're not listening to you.
Athletics, right?
For the person grappling, the other person, athletics or acrobatics.
Yep. Perfect.
Lady Versky, will you like to roll?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Didn't realise it was me.
Yeah, they don't seem to be listening to you or seeing what you're grabbing. So you aren't able to grab their hand, unfortunately. As they're super focused on Caitlin right now. Anything else?
Well, she stood there calm. frightened condition doesn't make you have to act frightened, so.
No. That's why I'm saying you're super focused. That's why I stopped using the other language. Or the other terms I was using. Anything else, Chrome?
Simply trying to tell everyone to knock it the fuck off. Other than that, I can't really do anything.
Alright. At the end of your turn, Rust and Drake do take their turns. Rust moves a good enough distance away from Caitlyn, but not so far away. Oh wait, they have to move as far as possible, right? If they ever try to move?
No.
No,
I'm thinking
they just
anything else.
cannot move closer to me.
I am thinking...
They can't move closer than 30 feet,
I'm
and they
thinking
have
of,
disadvantage on abilities and attacks whilst their frightened source is within their view.
Dogma's thinking of Turn and Dead with Caitlyn, probably.
Yeah,
Yep.
and also not quite Rex. While they're under the frightened condition, for as long as it's active, they can't move closer to me. There's no 30-foot limit.
Okay, same thing.
At any rate, Russ moves behind Drake. Drake doesn't do anything because Karom has kept telling them, "Hey, don't do anything." At this point, however, you
Also,
do...
at the end of their turns, you can repeat.
You can do that?
At the end of each of your turns, you repeat the saving throw.
Oh, okay.
You're still thinking of Turn Undead.
I'm still thinking of Turn Undead. Alright, Rust. Rust is fine now. At the end of their turn, Rust seems to be better. However, at the end of their turn, whatever's the cat summoned is getting closer. You hear beats of wings drawing closer, and in the sky you do see a giant silhouetted creature heading in your direction. Lady of Sky. Versky.
Oh, hang on, my character sheet decided it was going to turn itself into a tiny block.
Just double click on.
No, that's
Doesn't
the
work.
thing, it was open as a tiny block.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Freedom.
Did you just not do anything at the start of your turn?
No. I'll holster the pistol. But she's already stood down.
Okay. You then see the massive blob just crash land immediately in front of you. I'm gonna just put him by the bridge, but that bridge is no longer there. And I just realized it doesn't matter. Up here. Come on. There we go.
It's rats. The music changes.
This seems appropriate, even though it's not technically what it's titled. It is a lot more peppier than I thought. It'll work fine, whatever. This massive amount of beast just lands in front of you. It hits, and each of you just jump into the air involuntarily as a massive tremor on the ground hits you. You don't get prone, you don't fall down and die, but it causes you to stumble. As it moves forwards, it looks directly at you and at its current ward, turned into a cat, frightened, and currently trying to swipe at Lady Versky. It then looks directly at the rest of you, minus the cat, and then states, "I thought you had come here to speak, not to attack the ward that it sent for you, that I had sent for you."
What language is it speaking?
You can tell it is speaking multiple languages. To you, it sounds like the tongue that you started with. For some of you, it'd be Elvish. For some of you, it'd be others. You can tell it speaks multiple languages, but the one you hear the most is the initial one you learned first.
And Chrome will quickly step over and weapons he's holding and ask to the dragon in ourselves, because there's been a misunderstanding.
Clearly.
One of our own took your associate charging towards us as a threat and reacted on instinct.
Or
And
persuasion.
we've been trying to...
What she
Okay.
means, of course, is that your enthusiastic entrance of your associate was met with extreme cowardice by us tiny creatures. Oh, we are so cowardly.
Advantage.
Advantage?
That sounds more like he's trying to be condescending to it than trying to please it.
That's the most
That's just-
sarcastic shit I've ever heard in my life.
That's
It
the
really
accent.
was. That
That's
was
the
literally
accent.
just like, oh, look at you, big scary dragon. Look at us, little creatures. Oh, how poor of us. That was just so fucking condescending.
The tone was condescending, but I assume that wasn't what Byroth was going for, unless that was.
It was the accent. I meant it in like you're better than us.
That's what I
Because that's
thought.
what they want to hear.
But it did sound condescending. But I assumed you thought otherwise. Alright, 26 is still your higher roll. Let me roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, he doesn't need to roll. It has certain abilities you can just do. I see.
Chrome's not lying.
No.
So,
That's not what the problem. But that's neither here nor there. The dragon looks towards you and then states, I see. Then maybe next time you should wait as the messenger delivers the message.
We'll certainly do so. We are currently in the process of trying to get our associates to calm down. We are incredibly sorry, and if there's anything we can repay for this disrespect, we will give it. We do simply want to talk at the moment, but currently we're trying to get our own situation sorted out. We are terribly sorry. And Chrome will actually bow to the creature.
Well, it doesn't like you or dislike you. It does simply nod. It does consider you inferior. But you do see that it rails up, and then you see one of the spikes on its body just goes directly towards the cat and spikes it through. Not Relta's cat, other cat.
Dragon cat.
Dragon cat. Forcing the dragon to reemerge as itself and take a lot of damage. The dragon looks towards the rest of the group. It's still pissed, but as you see it currently just frustrated, you do see that the eyes of the dragon now glow, and on its neck you see something glow around it as if it's chained around its neck, and then it just calms down and sits down. Lady Versky, you feel something on your leg just burning right now.
Can you make any sort of check towards that glowing?
You can roll Arcana if you'd like. Lady Versky, go ahead and
What
roll
is
me
it?
Survival to pull out the shards.
Oh, okay. Now, is this classed as a desert?
Is this classed as mountain?
It's a mountain, not a desert? Okay.
No. I mean, it could be in a desert terrain, but this isn't desert terrain. You manage to get most of it out, but when you pull out the last chunk, you do see that there's a small sliver missing. And then you feel the pain on your leg. Fire all through the
Small sliver missing.
Yeah, it's like so minute that if you weren't paying close attention, you would have missed it. You know it's in your
Enough
skin.
to cause problems.
No, but enough to know that some of it's still in you.
Then I will take out a dagger and just worm it out.
Alright, that's gonna do like some damage, but you still feel the burning, but you do manage to take it out. Byroth and Relta, you don't know what those are. Caitlin, I don't know how you rolled a natural 20, but you can tell that these things, or at least these bindings, are interesting. You can tell they're similar to Gios, but it seems to be more permanent than it should be.
So, with Chrome's prior knowledge, does he have any idea about what the bindings are?
You can go ahead and roll Arcana, but I was going to give Caitlin a little bit more information. This information, or at least this spell-like ability, is quite rare. You're not sure how the dragon acquired it. Chrome, you believe this is similar to a Gios, as the dragon just immediately went into a submissive state when it came about. That's basically the rest of what you get. However, Caitlin, you can tell that this is a problem, but most of the time this type of situation would be either dealt with dispel magic or the like, but you know and can tell that once the spell is implanted in your body, it will not go away unless the spell caster is gone. And because you rolled a natural 20, you know that Lady Sky has been implanted with this spell. Like ability. Still natural, but yeah.
Caitlin will simply smile.
Okay. The dragon then looks towards the rest of the group. Clearly can tell that the messenger had prior connections with them, and then states, "Follow me. We have much to discuss, according to your information." As I'm just gonna drag the group into...
Crone would ask before if it is okay with us taking weapons inside or not.
It nods.
He will do. He will do the same thing of showing every weapon he has, just as a sign of trust, of like, now you know where my weapons are, sort of thing.
Okay.
As a side note, I really like how it looks like we're all riding the dragon now.
A little bit. Not meant to, but yeah. The dragon's currently playing with its brother, air quotes, so that'll move there. Sorry, I'm talking while I'm setting up the map because I didn't think he'd do it this way, but surprise, surprise.
We didn't think we'd do it this way either.
Oh, and Lady Versky healed 15 hit points.
Oh yeah, people actually need healing.
Are you coming near me?
Technically.
She will request that you keep your distance.
Request not listened to, apparently, because she's still going towards.
And then she will take 5 steps back.
Crone will be the mediator between the two and just simply ask Caitlin what she's doing.
Not being trusted, it seems. She'll follow.
Simply answer the question, it will make things easier, please.
Doesn't listen.
was trying to heal, perhaps, if you need healing.
Blue, us. To put it simply, trust has been lost a little bit because she's made an effect on us against our will, and we're simply, as people that know how spells work, asking what the approach is for.
If
It's
you're truly
healing.
untrustworthy of the spells, I have some, not non-magical, but magic item healing if you need it.
Or we'll simply just turn to Lady Versky and just give a motion of trust for now.
She will nod and say as long as they keep their distance.
So I will use my healing shard.
Do you tell them
Up to 5.
what you're doing?
Yeah. I hold up the healing shard and go, okay, it might pinch a bit, but 3d4.
Lady Versky would have denied it.
And then you have to make a con save, I'm pretty sure.
Only if you don't know what's happening.
I mean, if you say you don't want it, I won't do it.
Up to you. Do you do so, Lady Versky?
Oh yeah, no, she's refusing it. And I'm inciting him as well to see if he's telling the truth.
Telling the truth. Weird weapon, though. Or at least weird healing, though.
Yeah, no, she's still refusing it.
Okay. Entering into the cave system, I assume you can see the map now?
Yep.
You basically bypass any of these situations that are at hand. You can tell that the giant, massive dragon in front of you was able to basically form caves while it moved in front of you. And then while you passed it, the cave system went down behind you. Not as if it was collapsing, more as if it was melding with the rest of the earth around it. Eventually you got to the caldera and are currently in the middle of a rope bridge. Air quotes. It's made out of steel and finite steel rope, air quotes. I forgot the actual term for it. But you're fine. You won't die. Cable. Thank you. Around you, you do see the dragon that was fighting you is currently playing with another crystal dragon, but that more on that later, maybe. And then the other dragon is currently flying in front of you. So then, you had mentioned before that you were looking for these 7 entities.
Yes, we believe one of them even now is plundering resources from your territory.
You see
Caitlin,
it-
would you tell the nice dragons about what your horse saw?
You just said it.
Okay, well, we saw 4 people going down this tunnel, picking up these crystals.
It laughs and then simply states, "Clearly do not understand what's going on. We have a symbiotic relationship. It takes care of the problematical situation, and we continue to live on without anyone's interference. If you are companions or wanting to speak with them, I'll send out a letter and see if they're willing to speak with you. But right now, they are my charge as my children are my charge."
I'll ask her that.
That would probably be the best way. We are not here on hostile terms.
Very well then. You then see it bring out another quill from its back, and you see it shoot out, but not towards any of you, just shoot out through a cave. Is there anything else you need to speak about? Clearly your kind likes to take action. But I'm sure you have words to say as well.
I don't know how to phrase this. Are the people that currently residing here, have you been in alliance for long, or is it a recently done thing?
It is not forever, but I have been in communication with their leader for some time before this alliance. But we needed people gone, and it was better to simply have them not being able to work rather than having our identity known. So much as they use us for their gallivanting, we use them to get rid of anyone that we find useless. Not too long ago, we had them get rid of a few miners. All the while, we simply hid and were never seen. That way, we can grow without needing too many lives lost.
So wait, they got rid of the miners, but now they're the miners themselves? How is that less people?
There are 7 versus 258. It is less. And they only take what they need. They don't overmine, they simply grab what is available to them. In terms that you would understand. They take and use what is only needed, while the others
Here's the sustainable
took.
practices.
and took until most of the area was collapsing upon itself.
You were simply looking to retain the natural order of this mine then, instead of letting it collapse into nothingness.
This mine houses our nest. The more people that come here, the greater chance it'll be that they will begin to mine things that are not rock.
Do you happen to know what they're doing with these crystals? I mean, we think we know, but do you know?
I have never looked into it, and I do not care. As long as they protect the caldera and our nest. That is the agreement we had set upon. It is the agreement
May I?
What's that?
I was going to wait for it to finish, but Crow was going to ask something after that.
Okay. That he and my husband agreed upon when they formed their pact.
May I simply ask a question of what these crystals do?
These
They house souls, and they're using them to power an army that they're going to, well, not build, but resurrect. Or did you not know that, Dragon? Honorable Dragon.
Byroth, go ahead and roll. That did sound condescending, even if you didn't mean to. The wording itself was condescending.
Fair enough. What do you need? Persuasion?
I don't know about
I mean, the
persuasion.
fact that you interrupted it mid-speech was condescending, so...
Deception, really.
But it was true.
The way you said it was more of, oh, clearly you didn't know this. I can't think of anything,
But
persuasion wouldn't
But
work.
he said he didn't know that. Alright. It's the same modifier, I don't care. But they said they didn't know that.
They said they didn't look into it. They didn't say they didn't know. Choice of words matters.
Damn my pathetic statescraft.
It's fine. Looking at you, it does simply state, think highly of yourself now, do you?
Not at the moment.
Then think well. When you're in someone's home, do you simply tell them about their home, or do you simply allow them to tell you? Do you go about and tell them?
Knowledge is power?
Bro will go over to Byroth and semi-force him to bow apologetically and just say, we apologize on his behalf, but please do continue. This information might lead to a revelation on your end, which I would be willing to tell, that could cause concern to your kind as well.
Chrome already passed a few things, so I'm not going to make them roll. But it all depends if Byroth slightly bows.
Oh yeah, he bows.
Okay, then you're fine. The dragon then states, quite. The crystals themselves house shards, lost souls that have died near them, whether it be blades of grass, a human heart, a devil's soul. It does not matter as long as it's around them. Where we stand now is a grave site and a volcano. The crystals now house a variety of souls. Human, drow, dragon, whatever it's near. They get not incepted. No, yeah, that's true. Incepted. And incorporated into the rock until they are broken out of or used in a different way. They can be used to power bodies, much like the Warforged, or perhaps some sort of, looks towards Byroth, army. But they could be used in
Byroth just bows again.
other ways as well. Whatever a soul is needed for, it can be used in that manner.
Could it possibly be used to magically influence the self-identity of one person? Is that even physically possible?
With enough power, it is. The soul would be rewritten into your own body. And then it would merge with your spirit itself. But one would always be stronger, and would either push the other one out, or bring them closer together. But often than not, it is pushing them out. If a soul has yet to leave the body, it can draw in the spirit inside. If the soul has yet to leave this mortal plane, it can draw it in. So long as the soul is weakened enough. You then see
Sorry.
it's fine. You do see a small bird, not Caitlin's, heading towards your direction.
Bringing our doom.
Go ahead, Chrome.
Brian will simply tell the dragon about how the people that were currently housing these mines have made specific items that have had abilities which can specifically control one person, way of getting about it unless they specifically do the ritual of taking said item off correctly.
The pact that they're
And
leading.
how it is.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you first.
Oh, he was just about to say that how it was currently used in situations, but has arose from their side as an option for a situation that will.
Okay. The pact that their leader and my husband made is one of neutrality. They will not attack us, including their spectrum of organization. Whatever men they don't have here, but still belong to, will not invade. Whatever happens, they will not perturb our area that we live in. Even if this is true, it does not matter to me.
If that's the case, I simply wish you no. I'd rather you know of a threat that could possibly be there than be in the dark about the situation.
You spoke earlier of Great Dragon. If these people, as we think they are doing, are raising an army with what they take from the mine, they mean to shift the balance. And I don't think they mean to do it for the benefit of Dragon.
And as I stated already, our contract supersedes this. It does not matter to me. At this point, the bird does get to them, and you can see, all of you, with the passive perception of 10, that the bird itself is in a crystalline structure. The dragon grabs onto it with its talons? I think dragons have talons. And then basically eats it, but then you do see it unfurl a note, which is a little weird to look at. It then drops it down, and you do see the two dragons are currently fighting, no longer visible, but deeper in the cave as the note falls down towards them. They have agreed to meet with you.
Definitely doesn't surprise any of them. Thank you.
Thank you dearly for giving us the opportunity, and if there's anything we can do in return, just please ask for us.
There is nothing you can do for me. But if I ever hear word that you spoke of this area, about dragons being here, then looks around and looks directly at Lady Versky, there will be consequences.
Kaelin smiles when the dragon looks at Lady Versky.
Caitlin's not moving closer to you, by the way. I just need to copy your tokens.
Rome will bow once again and head out.
Caitlin's gonna wait a bit before following them because she has something to ask this dragon specifically.
Privately?
Yeah.
Drake's
No,
not
you
leaving.
can't ride it.
Drake's not leaving.
Nothing.
Drake.
Okay.
Why?
Is he about to betray us all?
He's about to
Oh
betray
wait,
you all.
would we notice if Caitlin's smiling, by the way? Or is
I'm-
she trying
I'm
to hide it?
I'm not being deceptive, or I'm not being sneaky. I mean,
Okay.
she smiled. She smiled twice when the dragons looked at Lady Versky.
And Chrome's keeping next to Lady Versky when we go.
Okay. As you all head towards the direction of the next destination, you easily can tell Caitlin smiled. Drake's not leaving.
So he's gonna stay with me. I would, before asking my question, I'll ask Drake, why are you staying behind?
First of all, roll you know what, I assume. That's out of game. Drake then states,
Roll what now?
not you, don't worry about it.
Roll the key.
Drake then states,
Okay.
there are reasons.
Enlighten me.
Simple. I have seen what you can do.
My presence?
He then puts on what appears to be, surprisingly enough, sunglasses, at least from what you can tell. And then looks towards his eyes, points to them, and then points towards you. I've been in the
I
business.
did not. I'm not going to use that.
No, that is not what I am stating. I have been in the business for quite some time. Regardless of your intent, I am not always a man that doesn't keep an eye on potential threats.
How flattering. But if you think I can threaten this dragon with anything, you'd be sorely mistaken.
That was not what I was implying.
That's what I'm getting out of this.
Well, then proceed. I won't get in the way.
I would doubt that very much so. Anyways, she turns to the dragon. If you would allow me to speak to you about a couple of matters. Is this okay? Is this okay with you?
What is it?
Well, first, from what I've learned about dragonkind, you guys enjoy knowing about other dragons because of colonizational reasons and extinction problems, correct?
I care very little what the other chromatics do.
It's a metallic.
And
Well, you say you don't care what the chromatics are doing. I'm stating that the one that I'm talking about is a metallic one. If that changes your opinion at all.
and what of it? If you have something to tell, then spit it out.
Well, it told me about a writing ritual, and I was curious about obtaining more information about it from a dragon of a different type. Well, he's metallic and you're chromatic. I'm curious about it.
You have nothing of value to me. Why would I give you something so freely for nothing?
I can tell you the location of this dragon if it helps you.
I don't care.
Then I suppose we have nothing more to talk about.
I suppose not.
She'll turn back to Drake. I'm done here now.
Then proceed.
Unfortunately for me, I'm on a horse and you're walking, so I'd have to follow behind you anyways.
It can fly,
It has to walk at some point.
but it can fly now.
Caitlin rides the horse over to a point when the horse has to walk.
Okay, you get roughly 5
And
feet
justice for Drake to go ahead.
in front of Drake, and he just jumps over you.
I thought we were headed this way.
You are.
Okay.
He's not turning his back towards you.
How upsetting.
If I'm walking and trying to see if anything's wrong with Lady Versky, would it be an investigation or arcana?
Roll perception actually first.
I do know something's wrong with her because of how fucking Caitlin's been acting, but
Hey man, all I did was smile twice.
yeah, and that fucking
Hey man, like I said, all I did was smile twice.
is
I don't
the
know.
only time you smiled.
You look back and you can tell that Lady Versky just needs some alone time, so you just don't bother her for a while.
Son of a bitch.
What?
It's this guy again. He's from the last campaign. My fucking rival. So he's lived through all these years, huh, Dogma?
He's a living skeleton, dude.
Son of a bitch, I should have smited him when I had the chance.
Smoked. Come now.
Oh, it's not like I can. It's like, oh, it's fine. I can still currently smite him. Son of a bitch made it through another goddamn timeline with me.
Just recently acquired the ability to smite. Ooh, I'm gonna do it.
You see the 7 individuals waiting for you, or at least stop mining. Actually, yeah, they would stop mining. They would get closer. Not towards you, but towards each other. Not in a row, but in a cluster at least.
There's more of them.
I just realized that it's 7 versus 7.
What are you talking about? Oh, I guess it's right here. It's at least 0.5% of a person. That means we're in the lead.
You would think that, and most of the time you would be correct. But
Oh no, this copying son of a bitch has a horse too, doesn't he?
you see the skeleton mount a skeletal horse. No, he doesn't. But you do see a giant crystal dragon just emerge from the magma. By the way, here's the cave your horse found.
Hey, cool. Where is it? Oh, over here.
I inked it. But anyways,
Nice.
you see the dragon emerge from the magma around it. Technically still underground, technically still called magma. As an entity out of nowhere emerges. You can clearly tell that this person is stronger than the rest. As
The dragon? Yeah.
No, the dragon isn't completely stronger than you, but the person riding it is stronger than.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. I knew I should have did the fucking writing ritual. Coming here with my own fucking dragon.
There we go.
Wouldn't
Found
it be
his.
hilarious if Hallie was riding the fucking dragon?
I'd blast her right now off that dragon and into the lava.
That'd be great.
Hallie riding the dragon just flips Caitlin off and fucks.
Yeah, heavy Minotaur solo, flip the bird.
You see. Oh,
At least currently I'm the only one. Okay.
No, not that. I just put him in the GM layer. Okay, there we go. You see the person simply jump off. Okay, now I don't know why you just gasped. As the dragon merges with the magma once more.
Oh, no reason.
Okay.
I was hoping if I gasped, that picture would come to me, but I don't recognize it.
You shouldn't. I mean, you've only met his daughter, but that's about it.
That could be like literally anybody.
That's fair.
Wait a second. Fuck.
That's a pretty good gasp.
No, I 20% sure know who that guy is. 100%. Come on,
You're
those are the
20% sure that you know 100%.
I have a 100% chance to get it right if I get it right.
The person looks towards the companionship of your group, whatever amount there is. Simply looking at you, he states with his weapon at the ready. Not at the ready, but you can clearly tell he has a halberd on his back. I think it's a halberd. Either way, it's a stick with a blade at the end. Looks towards you, with the weapon on his back. You wanted to speak with me?
You with the Red King then?
I am. You may call me Red if you'd like. Simpler this
But
way.
not.
Dogma. She never mind because it's a cave system, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. The Red King, or Red, simply states, "You have something to say, I suppose."
Operatives of the Elusive Man recently attacked High. We are to locate him and bring him in. We need your armament to do that.
And what do I get in return?
Well, a lot less hassle to begin with. Sorry, go.
Do you wish for a return?
I would like someone that could actually match me for once. I suppose you have this?
Give me 3 level ups.
You're looking for physical contest?
Many people, or at least rather, many people believe that they are strong simply because they can walk around in the hazardous environment of the Forbidden Zone. But many of them are weak in comparison to many others. I've yet to find someone worthy of a fight. If you have this, or you can at least not die with my initial attack, suppose I'm willing to hear your side out.
How many attacks do you get?
Let's go with one apiece. Choose
Okay.
whoever you'd like to fight against me. Bring them.
Do I get to prep?
Bring
She starts
whoever
stretching.
you'd like one-on-one. Increase their stats, increase their strength. I don't care.
She gets off her horse.
It seems rather arrogant of the healer, but I'm pretty hard to hit. He said one hit.
She changes her armament and sets herself on fire. And she points at the Red King with a bardic finger gun.
Simply sighs and just under his breath. And Infernal actually just goes, none of them ask what the attack even is.
Yeah, really. Really hoping that it's just like a halberd strike here.
That's no ordinary halberd.
You
Yeah,
see
no
that
shit.
Caitlyn buffs up. You currently take 1d4 point of damage. It'll increase as time goes on.
I know.
And then he simply states,
Puts her shield on.
"You may proceed. I see that you clearly lack teamwork."
Oh, God. Hey, I'm looking through my spells. Give us 1 second.
Bonus action, Shield of Faith.
I mean, other than Sanctuary, I can give you protection from energy. What does that halberd look like?
It's currently sheathed, so you really don't know. The only thing you can tell that its hilt is pitch black, and the more you look at it, the more you feel uneasy.
Action. She clasps her hands together. Armor of not Armor of Hexes. Armor of Agathis, 5th tier.
So, real question. The weapon he's holding, do I recognize it, or would there be any kind of, like, way I could recognize it?
Go
Or
ahead
is
and
it
roll.
completely, like, no?
You can roll history if you like, but they're not holding it just yet. It's on their back. They're just waiting on Caitlyn to attack.
You can get the first strike.
No, they're choosing not to attack. First. Chrome, from what you can tell, you've heard about the Red King. You've seen his weapons from time to time. At least you know about them. He is one of the highest ranking mercenaries in the Forbidden Zone, if not the highest. The reason why he's strong isn't because of his weapons, but himself. But recently, you know of a weapon he brought or found from one of his men, an excursion outside of the Forbidden Zone. They retrieved a weapon of high value and potential. No one else except for he was able to wield the thing. The only thing you truly know is this thing is strong, and anyone else that attempted to use it was unable to.
It's probably a
Hey,
sin
dog,
blade. Get fucked, Caitlyn.
Hey, dog, but does it glow? Is it, so this is a halberd, right? He has his
wait.
attack.
Yes, also Lady
Oh,
Sky.
wait.
Does it glow blue?
You don't know what exactly it is, but you know it's a halberd. Lady Sky also states, "Are we really potentially letting the success of our mission get thrown away without discussing our care?"
be other
Yeah,
battles.
is Caitlyn the best? Are we just sure you're the best candidate for this game? You're the best one-on-one fighter, 100%.
In terms of gambling odds, Byroth, you have a 50% chance to hit me. Anyone has a 50% chance to hit me if I target them specifically.
Yeah, okay, but do you know what chance you have to hit me?
100% if I choose to.
My AC is 30.
I don't have to go. AC is not all that matters. Your deck saves are terrible.
I'll give you that. Listen, if you want to take on the burden, like I'm the healer, I'll resurrect your stupid ass. But
Simply asks Red if he would be willing to discuss further matters even if this person does die. There might be other things we might be willing to offer.
maybe even other fighters. Who knows?
I am not against another offer. It's clear to me your companion is itching for a brawl. But if you need time to discuss
Right.
amongst yourselves who is really capable within your group to deal with this, I see no reason not to give you time.
Shh. All right,
We'll
Tira.
also ask,
Hey, cool. I'm gonna do the thing now.
if you would do me the pleasure of simple knowledge, is that the famed halberd that only you were able to wield? Since it's been said that your strength was so great for it.
Not many others are able to hold it, I'm afraid. But do not fear. I will not use it against your friend.
Okay, hey, Caitlyn, quick aside. If I cast Holy Weapon on your Shard of Sin, do you think that's a bad idea?
Shrug.
Terrible idea.
I mean, I give you the choice. It's up to you.
Caitlyn,
She'll ask.
take
She thinks
2d4
it's in her head.
points of damage.
She asks in her head if she thinks that it's a bad idea.
Really? Oh, come on, darling. You know that light and darkness don't always mix. Even you have some
Okay, so I
brains.
cast Elemental Weapon on it. I don't know. Cold, because it seems the opposite of what we are here. You get plus
Elemental
1 to
weapon won't work on it.
curses. Why not?
It's a magical weapon.
You are 100% correct. That's like the second word. Never mind.
Hey, cool. I'm gonna go
Holy
ahead and swing at
weapon
him now.
will. It's the only one that will.
Yeah, but just said no. So
I feel like he can hit me regardless, so it's time to activate my final buff. Wrathful Smite, and get rid of Shield of Faith.
Okay. Is that all your boosts?
Yeah.
Go ahead and take one final 3d4 points of damage.
It went up through time. 2, 5, 9. Oh, I forgot to ask. Does this go with the resistance to fire she has currently?
Sure, why not?
Cool. All right, now she swings. Where the fuck is this attack at?
You miss.
Does that hit? No. Well, extra attack, you know.
You miss.
Oh, shame.
As you begin to aim straight towards this person, I don't
before
know
you go into combat, I just heal you that much. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, that's not bad. As Byroth heals you, getting you psyched up, you rush towards the person with, I assume, your blade? Because it says less blade. You swing once.
Yeah, that's what Curse
You
Left Blade.
swing twice. And each time, he just simply stepped with his right foot to the side. And then when you swung again, he stepped with his right foot to the left. Simple gestures, never using any more muscle or any more movement than he had to. And then he looks towards you. And then strikes. Not with the halberd on his back, with the simple palm. Does a 28 hit. Oh wait, he's advantage. Does a 35 hit.
Reaction
Okay.
Armor of Hexus.
What's that do?
You have a 50% chance for that hit that you just tried to hit me with to miss.
Is it magical?
Technically, I guess.
Does nothing.
If it's something that a Patreon gives to you, then it's magical technically.
That's what I said, technically.
Then it does nothing. You see Red aim straight towards you. You bring about your Armor of Hexus as he just pierces through the veil, and then he hits you really, really hard. The initial blow deals, let's see, 10d5 plus strength. 33, so with his modifier, 40 points of damage.
Take
You say
25 cold
10d5.
damage.
Okay. And then he swings again with his left hand and does a 28, 27 hit you.
Hold on a second. You said that's 40 points of damage?
Yes. What's with the minus 19?
I had 19 temp left.
Nice.
I mean, the temp is gone now. That's why I took that 25 cold damage. So now I take 21 damage to the HP. Yeah, that hits.
All right then. Hitting you with another palm, he then switches the way it attacked, dealing 5d12 points of damage plus modifier. So take 44 points of damage.
All right.
Oh no. I should not have given him this effect. As you get hit blow by blow, you then see, as you look towards him, his leg aims directly at your head. And unfortunately, because of his effect, he just automatically hits you with the last attack. And strikes your head, dealing a total of, let's see, 60, 70, plus modifier, 77 points of damage.
Back it.
Sounds good.
And you just get knocked down, causing your armor to go away, so you won't die when you're down. But he stops attacking you after you go unconscious. That was to be expected. Bioth quickly comes over and heals you.
Yeah.
Was the
Do I have
challenge
to roll
to
a
survive a single round with you?
The challenge was... If you mean to do this again, I am not opposed to it, as Caitlin wakes up, thanks to Bioth healing her. But if you'd like, we can discuss further matters now.
I mean, if it's to survive a single round, I wouldn't mind giving it a shot myself.
Okay, just so we're clear on this before everyone on our team gets knocked down really hard. You're going to let us leave, right?
I don't care what you do after this,
Okay, I'll be over here healing this one.
but each person, I am not blind to your abilities. I fight various people from time to time. If you mean to challenge me, looking toward you, Lady Sky, he doesn't say your name, things will be different.
And what would be different this time?
I will still not use my halberd, but I would use a weapon.
And what are the underlying properties of said weapon?
It is stronger.
Stronger than your halberd or stronger than what you just did?
Stronger than what I just did.
Because as you can clearly see, other than save a few daggers, I lack the martial prowess for close combat.
Then feel free to shoot me.
That's less fun. I'd rather simply see if I can endure what this one tried to endure. Lest I have no care otherwise.
If that is what you choose to do. So are you basically telling him to just hit you and see if you survive?
I'm basically
Like-
saying I want those 3 hits.
Asking
Yeah.
her to bitch smack her, see if she lives through it.
Are you trying to deceive him in any way?
No, completely honest.
Yeah, no,
Kaden
I mean,
did
Myra,
all this, that acted super tough, and Lady Versky just wants to see what it was like.
honestly, Byroth was kind of the same mindset. He was kind of like, I think I could have taken that. As he's like dragging this corpse away, he's like,
He moves forwards.
I don't think anyone here has over 150 HP.
yeah, no, but
I will holster my rifle, and I'll see if I endure the same
Will
3
simply
hits.
Step out the way and say, "Excuse me, sorry."
You do see him basically take out a baton, and then goes, "Are you ready?"
So, Adogma, while he's close,
Would
can I make
you
an
like me to disable my cloak's attribute?
It is up to you.
well, now you're getting cocky.
Do I? How interesting does the baton look?
It just looked like a simple martial weapon. No like magical enchantment about it. Just looks like a regular baton.
Seeing as he's using a weapon, I'll keep the cloak up.
From you were saying.
So, as he's moving forward and basically I'm behind him now, can I do an investigation check on his halberd? Just
Ah,
like generally looking at it, trying to find.
sure. I guess so. Oh, so did Caitlyn die again?
He never rolled, so I'm rolling death saves until he does.
Sorry, I was just looking. Can I even do that with regular healing spells?
Nope.
Yeah. So do I have to roll a medicine check to stabilize you?
You can, or you can just grab one of the.
I'll
potions
use
that
I'll,
Rusty
I'll use
gave
my
you.
little inject. I have an injecty thing. And how good are the potions? What do I roll for that?
The potions is simple 2d4 plus 4. Which is still pretty good. 11. Right now, Chrome,
Ooh,
it's just not
ooh,
coming to
wait,
you. Okay.
wait.
Okay.
I have something I want to add on to that. I have to whisper it to you.
Okay.
Is it because I tried to heal him earlier?
I add that onto it.
Okay. You can
Let
roll
the-
then.
$18 now.
Huh. You can tell it's a powerful weapon, you can tell it's been enchanted by something. But with an 18, you can tell that it's enchanted by multiple things. If you had to guess, unless the person was appropriately built, or had no way of being affected by magic, this thing would likely consume its wielder.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna wait till the fight ends.
You see then Red aim straight towards Lady Versky. Aiming straight towards you. Disadvantage. Does a 26 hit?
Yep.
I'm just gonna roll these secretly because I don't know if he's gonna hit the second time.
All hits from now are just normal. So,
Okay.
and
Then,
once you hit with the, if you hit a target that has the cloak, it nullifies the effect until their next turn.
cool. Ignore that. I forgot to do something. There we go.
So you forgot to put like 5 in front of that.
No, 8.
Oh god.
He now has a weapon in hand. So the initial blow is 42 points of damage.
Okay.
He then swings again. Let's see, no disadvantage this time, so... Oh man, I really shouldn't have rolled this one in secret.
Did you roll a natural 20 at Dogma?
Yes. I'm gonna roll to confirm. No, so I'm just gonna classify it as a 19, but with his modifiers, he goes above that. So the next initial shot is adding on. You take 83 points of damage.
Okay.
because he hit you twice, his effect activates. And once again, you see, as you look up, Red's boot straight towards your face, and you take a total of, let's see, 83 plus 42 plus 7. Oops, I did my math wrong. That is 125 plus 7, 132.
Additional or in total?
In addition.
So the weapon stacks the damage.
I think I understand his magic item now.
He's
So the
not using
damage he
magic.
does with his action, or with his ability, whatever it is that's going on with that fucking boot, is he adds
just-
the damage he did.
Yeah. That's all it does, it just stacks the damage and re-adds it.
Basically, since Byron didn't take his potion, Rusty comes over and gives the potion to Lady Sky. Unless
I did a potion.
Oh, okay. He has two. He gives it to Chrome because he just didn't know if they would accept it from them.
We'll give it to Lady Fursky. But as doing so, he will look up at Red and... can I test out a theory real quick?
Depends on what it is.
Simply curious about yourself. Think harmful, and if it is, feel free to hit me as many times as you want.
He chuckles.
Rome is going to cast Minor Illusion on him, or try to.
Nothing happens.
And magic doesn't affect you then.
Magic has, for the lack of a better term, has completely gone away from my body. No way of bringing it back, I'm afraid. Thankfully enough, it hasn't done this to my daughter. But as for me, I can't grow any stronger due to magic. I can't be affected by healing spells. I can't be affected by minor illusions. I assume that's what you were doing.
Yes, sorry, I don't have much in my arsenal that won't hurt. And I didn't want to show an attack, any form of attack.
Attacking can do bits of things, after all. You're conjuring up some sort of object into the world, and I can still be hit by that. But ultimately, anything that my body would consider magical just doesn't react to it, I'm afraid.
Okay, I know Bioth is the healer, but I really want to kind of try this.
Lady Vosky, what was the health potion that's given to her?
2d4 plus 4.
2d4 plus 4. 12.
If you want some more healing, Lady Versky, I can supply it. But...
She stands up, offers her arm out to him in a handshake.
I will cast Healing Touch at the 4th level.
Okay. As you cast it, I assume Lady Versky was talking to Red with the handshake?
Yep.
Okay.
Never mind then.
And she will simply say, it's a rather interesting technique you have, though I'm certain without the addition of your weapon I would have been fine. But thank you for
Doubtful.
experiencing it. Dropkick, the damage die against me were doubled compared to you.
Where do you think he got the damage die he did to me came from? It's the same effect.
The weapon.
No, it's from the shoe. Why do you think I took an additional 70 plus damage?
He rolled against you with his attacks 5d10, 5d12. He rolled his attacks against me 8d10, 10d12.
Hey man.
His initial two attacks
over
would double
140 HP.
your damage. I would have survived the damage you took.
Well, you
Easily.
survived this,
Survived him. Of course
How
not.
much
He
HP
dealt
you have?
140 odd in one fucking hit. None of you are surviving that.
He does state
I mean,
though.
technically he could beat a dragon in fucking 2 turns.
He does.
Not
Oh,
even
yeah.
two, it would take him one.
He does state though. You seemed a lot healthier, so I thought it apropos to do so.
She simply lets out a chuckle and goes, the perks of the mother.
Now then, you wanted to discuss something. I suppose I don't need to punch someone else, unless someone wants to try it again.
Oh,
Holds
I'm.
Chrome
We
holds
all
his
want
hand.
to. We all want to.
No, Chrome holds his hand, both his hands up, and he's just like, "I'm sorry, but I will be the first to admit that I am definitely going to die."
Punch your dad.
Bioth wants to.
I do not
This
want
one
to.
punch fucking gets knocked out.
Do you want him to try to punch you, or do you want to try to hit him and knock him down?
No, Chrome is not messing with the devil in that sense. He's not poking the tiger. He knows he'll go down.
Byroth, I meant, sorry.
No, Barth wants to get hit because it seems like he said prepare for it, so he'll give Rialta the little syringe thingy and be like, okay, if I go down, hit me with this. And then he'll go over, cast Sanctuary on himself, and take the dodge action and be like, okay, let's go.
Alright, yours seems to be an interesting case. You deal with defense, do you?
I say nothing.
He cracks his neck and then goes, very well. I will have to use a weapon with you as well, I'm afraid. He then brings out
And then Barth,
a
come
metal baton. Bringing them out, he then goes, I do apologize about this, but I am sorry. You then see him go directly towards you, but then in a quick second, he throws the baton up in the air as a feint and goes directly to punch you in the face. You see his skin hit Sanctuary, and it goes through. Does a...
Sanctuary is just, they have to do a wisdom roll. Oh, yeah, but 18, I believe. Yeah, 18, wisdom.
Or they can't go through it?
It doesn't affect him though.
He's
So-
spell immune.
I don't know how that works.
Basically, any spell that you cast on him or any spell that would cause an effect on him is just instantly nullified. So your Sanctuary is as if it doesn't exist on you to him.
I think it was said that I think his body sees a magical effect.
Yes. I need the specific
So it's
wording
up
on
to you if it
Sanctuary.
does nothing.
Would it cause some sort of debuff,
any-
some sort of damage against him?
No, they would just have to choose another target for the attack or lose it.
No then. It would just go through.
Okay, and I took the dodge action, so disadvantage on the attack.
Cool.
It's the same logic as with my armor of hexes.
Let's see. That is 35, and that is 31.
And I don't think we have to go through the I go down.
Punch! Punch! And you're down. Rotate
Yeah.
quickly gets the... Actually, the cat grabs it, bites you with it, one of the needles sticks through, and you hit.
Alright, we've all been thoroughly humbled. I'm gonna burn the rest of those needle things. I think I have 2 more at least.
Oh, by the way, the
Continue
reason
on.
why he threw the baton, well, he'll tell you. Sorry about that. I needed the feint to distract you. The baton wouldn't have gone through, as it could be affected by the world and its surroundings, but I could still punch you.
Yeah, no, he's good punch. Where am I?
Relax, calm down, make camp. I'll talk to you in a bit while you rest. After you rest. He then moves towards his team. We will not make a move until you are ready to speak. Until then, make sure you don't die. As we end the session for today.
Quick